Second.
Second by Commissioner John Clement. Any further discussion? If not, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Ayes have it. Motion passes 5-0. Item number 7 is to open a public hearing regarding specific use permits for the Gardenia venue at South Pecan Creek Trail in Ritchie Road in Precinct 2. It is 10:04. That public hearing is open. Do we have anybody that signed up? Do we have anybody that wishes to speak that did not get a chance to sign up? If not, we will close that public hearing at 10:04. The City of Valley View did send a letter regarding a couple of their concerns, and we'll take that up on the next item, which is item number 9. Deliberate, consider possible approval of a specific use permit for the Gardenia wedding venue at South Pecan Creek Trail and Ritchie Road in Precinct 2. We do have with us a couple of the gentlemen that are involved in this project. Would one of y'all want to stand up and give us a little briefing on what y'all are wanting to put in? And if you got anything else for us, you can hand it out.
Pictures, so you want to use your imagination to see what we're
Thank you.
Go ahead, gentlemen.
My name is Hunter Scheffler. I'm the owner of the Gardenia wedding venue. My wife and I wanted to build a really nice wedding venue here in Valley View, Texas. It was a great location, great county for us to do this. So I just kind of provided you guys some renderings that we're going to do. It's nothing outlandish. It's a real nice white barn. It's something that really fits into the community and the county. I know we had some concerns, I guess, at the preview meeting about the road condition. We did end up doing a road test that I believe you passed the result of.
Yeah. Hi, I'm Dustin Woodyard. I work for the development and construction firm for this venue. So we did a traffic analysis road test with DNS Engineering and Allison Engineering. What they found was in their study with that road, it's a 2-inch asphalt road, which typically is going to last around 10 years if you're planning to construct a road like that. They think this road could potentially last 14 years. When you add in the venue, they would decrease the life expectancy of that road to 10 years, which really isn't a significant change, and the increase that you're going to get in taxes from this venue is going to more than offset that difference in life expectancy of the road.
And just kind of for analysis, this went through the P&Z. This is a specific use permit. P&Z did, I believe, unanimously approve this. I think the number one concern was the road and the question on the road. It is a city road, I think, through most of that. If not, I don't know exactly, Commissioner, where that.
All of it, to the 90-degree turn at the far south. Yeah, so that's the holdup with the city, or their beef is they're not going to receive any tax revenue off of this, but they're responsible for the road, which is already failing in that first section. From the bridge south is in good shape, but the first probably 1,200 feet is failing at a rapid rate. So
Does the city of Valley View still have a representative on the planning and zoning?
They do.
And they voted?
And they were
with
not
them?
present. They didn't attend.
They knew this was going to be.
They knew it was going to be on there, and they didn't attend.
So I'm assuming this is on the east side of Valley View of 922?
Yes, it's
on the EMS road.
It's down past the EMS station.
Okay, that's the EMS station road, okay.
You guys are the southeast side reps.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it's a tricky situation, but with the P&Z unanimous on it, and I mean, so how does it work with the ETJ? Where does their ETJ?
it's in their ETJ, but the ETJ only governs subdivisions if you were putting in something that would be classified as a subdivision, and this wouldn't, this isn't a subdivision
Kind of a gray area.
scenario.
So to repeat again, that's a city road, not a county.
That's correct.
That's the fact, which, of course, if they, they buy materials, I help them all the time. It's an expensive repair, that first 1,200, and it's gonna, just the construction alone will kill that first section of road.
What's interesting to me is the road, the perimeter of the ETJ.
No, the road is the perimeter of their city limits. ETJ extends out.
But they're saying this is not in it.
No, it's in their ETJ. It's not in
Oh, I
there.
misread. I thought they said it.
Oh, they may have said that, but it is in their ETJ.
No, it says it's in,
our-
Directly adjacent.
Well,
in
I
our-
misread that, that was not in their ETJ.
it says it's not in the city limits, but it's directly adjacent and in the
In
ETJ.
our ETJ.
Okay.
And it's a unique situation when the train derailed down there prior to my arrival. BNSF repaired the road. There's a city park, and there's a bridge there. They repaired from that bridge to the south, and it's amazing.
It's a good road.
It's an amazing road, but they didn't do the first part that passes the EMS station and the fire department to that park, and it's, probably a 14 or 15-year-old chip seal road at this point. It's just, we help them pothole it, we can't keep it together. It's beyond its life expectancy.
Well, if they annex, at some point, they'll benefit. from it.
Yeah, that's always a,
But
And
everything's
what would they
voluntary.
do? What would their fee, oop,
That was something that was brought up from the representative at the city about if y'all would be willing to annex that property. But I guess you don't, you run into, they can't provide water and sewer because they're overloaded
yeah,
right now.
It's probably couldn't provide the service.
Scratch that
But,
comment.
but that may be something at some point in the future to entertain that.
Really, just hypothetically, if they were to be able to provide some services in the future, how would you feel about annexation?
Wait, who would provide services?
City of Valley View.
They already provide services down that road. They already have water and three-phase power.
Yeah,
I mean, the only other thing I guess they could do is sewer, but by that time it'll have already been set up.
Yeah, you'll have,
Yeah,
yeah. It's
so
gonna take a
that's-
pretty large
So
septic system.
the water that runs down that road, that's Bolivar, right?
That's Bolivar water.
So even the city residents on the other side of the road are getting Bolivar water, not
Correct.
Oh, really? I didn't realize that. It's just a gray area. I'll work with them and help them keep the road together, so I'll make a motion we approve.
Got a motion by Commissioner Snuggs to approve the specific use
Did I
permit.
hear what I thought I heard?
I'll second that motion. I was stumbling over my words. It's the mask. Any other comments on item number 9? If not, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Ayes have it, motion passes.
I'm excited. I think it's
5-0.
a
Thank
beautiful
you, Stu.
addition to the county. Don't let my hesitation think we're not excited to have you here.
Absolutely.
It's
we
just
understand.
I help them with their roads, and it's tough with their budget and everything, so I see the turmoil with it, but we'll all work through it.
Awesome.
Appreciate it, guys.
Hey, thank y'all. We
Thank
appreciate
you.
it.
Item number 10 is deliberate consider possible approval of order of appointment for election judges and alternate judges for November 3rd, 2020 general election. Pam, you want to talk about any of this?
I've made phone calls, and I've got all my judges and alternate judges all appointed. I think I got all the Democrats except 3, so not too bad.
And this has been what is that committee called that we met the other day? And
Ballot Board.
yeah, with the party chairs of both Republican and Democrat have already been briefed on all this too, so.
Approved. They both approved of the.
So it's as printed, no changes.
Make a
in what-
motion, we approve.
Second.
We have a motion by Commissioner Leon Clement, second by Commissioner Hollowell. Any further discussion? If not, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Ayes have it, motion passes 5-0. Item number 11 is to deliberate and consider possible approval of order of appointment for Central Counting Station for November 3rd, 2020.
So moved.
We got a motion by Commissioner Leon Clement, second by Commissioner John Clement. Any further discussion? If not, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Ayes have it, motion passes
I said aye, you just didn't hear.
5-0. Item number 12 is to receive and file appointment of early voting ballot board for November 3rd, 2020 general election. This is, technically the ballot boards are appointed by the ballot board committee that was.
Early voting ballot
The early
board,
voting
yeah.
committee that met the other day. You want to elaborate on any of that?
Well, we decided this year to, you have to have equal representation, so normally we'd have three. I needed that fourth person, and then to have that fourth, we had to have that fifth, so we could have equal representation, so we found another Democrat clerk, and both parties agreed to these people that they put names in for. Because we've gotten close to 700 applications already for ballot by mail, and I'm assuming it's going to be around 800 to 900, so we're definitely going to need the 5 people to work.
So moved.
We got a motion by Commissioner Leon Clement,
Second.
second by Commissioner John Clement. Any further discussion?
Did you say we already have 700 or 800 applicants
We
for
only have
mail-in ballots?
Already, we have around 650, and I'm just predicting.
How's that in relationship to in the past?
It's a lot heavier, yeah. Normally, in the last presidential election, I think we ended up counting right at 600. I think it was about that, but we may have gotten more, but, yeah, we've never had this many applications.
And just because you get an application doesn't necessarily mean that the ballot will
Right.
follow up.
Exactly. A lot of them end up not sending in their ballot.
But you still have certain criteria for reasons they can't be here.
Oh, definitely, yes.
We have a motion and a second. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Ayes have it, motion passes 5-0. Item 13 is to deliberate and consider possible approval of early voting on Saturday for the November 3rd election. This should be, I think, is this 2 Saturdays? Is that what we actually ended
We
up?
decided to just do the Saturday, October the
Just the one Saturday.
24th, but we ended up, I didn't have to do an order for the, for some reason. We also decided to do 2 late Fridays till 7. And the election code basically says the early voting hours has to be the same hours as the clerk is open, which would just be 8 to 5. But we're already doing 8 to 6, but the parties wanted a couple of more later hours and a Saturday. So we just decided, as a clerk, I could do that. If they did a petition, we'd have had to stay open, I think, 2 Saturdays.
Yeah, there have been 2
and-
Saturdays and a Sunday or something like
Sunday,
that.
right.
So, and you only need 15 registered voters for the petition. So
Right.
instead of doing the petition, it was everybody kind of on that same committee the other day agreed that this was the best compromise as opposed to, it's kind of an all or nothing for the
Right.
petition. But
So
this-
moved.
Huh?
So moved.
So we have a motion by Commissioner Leon Clement, or you just want me to continue to ramble? Seconded by Commissioner Snuggs. Any further discussion? If not, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Ayes have it, motion passes 5-0. Item number 14 is receive and file order for November 3rd, 2020 election. This is just ordering the election for November. To
Is
receive
that
and file.
ordering the election or the election order?
It's the election, it's the election, order of election is the correct terminology. We have a motion by Commissioner Hollowell, seconded by Commissioner John Clement. Any further discussion? If not, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Ayes have it, motion passes 5-0. Item number 15 is deliberate, consider possible appointment of new representative for Texoma Community Center Board of Trustees. As you guys may or may not remember, the sheriff currently serves as our representative. Sheriff Terry Gilbert serves as our representative for the Texoma Community Center Board. As Commissioners Court, we appoint a representative to that board to serve on behalf of Cooke County. I believe that term is expiring end of September, is that it, or? End of August. Oh, okay, well, it's quicker than I thought. it's good to have a little continuity when that term starts, so you're not doing a midterm appointment. I had talked with Terry and reached out to the incoming sheriff, Sheriff Sappington, and asked if he would be interested. He is interested. And Terry's on board with this, I believe, too.
Yes, I would ask that you do consider this to allow the board a chance to not have any Friday in January. I think it's very important that a sitting sheriff sits on that board to help with Cook County.
And I think if I recall correctly, the sheriffs are on that anyway as basically ex officio members, non-voting members, but the 3 counties that make up this region have all elected to put their sheriffs on there as voting members, as representatives to the board. And I think I know a lot of the police departments, the city police departments have similar representation.
What do you need?
I need a motion to appoint Ray Sappington.
Motion.
We have a motion by Commissioner Hollowell.
Second.
Second by Commissioner Leon Clement. Any further discussion? If not, all those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed? Ayes have it, motion passes 5-0. Item number 16 is deliberate, consider possible approval of proposed 2021 Cooke County tax rate. I don't think there's anything in the packet. We did get that. Shelley, you want to give us the numbers on that? What we're looking at?
For the,
The new,
no new revenue rate,
so our current tax rate, just to start,
43.45.
is 43.45. The no new revenue rate, which is the new term of what was the effective tax rate, is the rate needed to bring in the same amount of revenue as the year before, not including new value coming on the rolls. That no new revenue rate, according to the appraisal district for this next year for Cooke County, would be 42.25. So it's just a little over a penny less than the tax rate that we are currently at. And then, obviously, if we can go higher than that, we can go lower than that. I think for the purposes of determining the hearing, we can set that at that rate. We can always go lower, but if we go above, we have to have a public hearing as opposed to just a public meeting.
According to the Truth in Taxation worksheet, it says this is the maximum rate the taxing unit can propose unless it publishes a notice and holds a hearing.
Yes.
You're saying the maximum is the .4225?
Yes.
Did we ever figure out what new bills were, new property this year?
New builds, my calculation, I don't have the dollar amount I think it was between 80 and 90 million was the amount. And so if you base that off this 4225, it's a little over 300,000 worth of new money. Total, that's total, that's broke down. Not all goes in the general fund, that's broke down.
I want to beg for another penny in the road and bridge. Is this the time we do it?
That'd be next meeting is really the,
And I believe y'all have to sign the worksheet also.
worksheet for this meeting now?
Yes.
Is that the
I
one
don't have
broken
that
down into M&O and stuff?
I thought that was next meeting we had to sign that.
Well, I mean, when the vote,
Yeah,
yes.
but
That's
not,
new. That's new.
but we don't have to sign it today,
Not today.
just to set the proposed rate to mainly be able to determine whether we have a hearing or just a public meeting and how that notice looks.
And just so,
Somebody has to sign it, not all of them.
Yes.
I did challenge the judge earlier this morning to see if he could calculate it to the exact number so that we didn't recognize the $35,000 loss. And 1,000th, is that the
I
correct term?
think
of
that's
one
is like
penny
36,000 instead.
Generates $700 more than our current revenue,
Tenth of a penny, I think.
or tenth of a penny?
Tenth of a penny?
Or a hundredth of a penny?
Be a
Zero,
hundredth.
zero,
Yeah,
one.
it creates more than, yeah, so
Less than a tenth.
if we adopt the no new revenue rate, we'll actually bring in $35,821 less this year, not including new build.
Say that again? How
If
much?
we adopt the no new revenue rate, so that's, it bring in, according to the sheet that was sent over by the appraisal district, we'll bring in $35,821 less this year than last year. That's not including new build.
That's not including,
That's not including new build.
okay, new builds gets added on to that.
And new, yeah, that's added after the fact.
All right.
I'd make the motion, not to, I'm sorry, I would make the motion to adopt the no new revenue tax rate.
Say that again.
No.
We have a motion by Commissioner Hollowell and a second by Commissioner Snuggs to adopt the no new revenue tax rate. We can always go lower if we choose to, but that sets that bar. Yeah. Any further discussion? If not, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Ayes have it, motion passes 5-0. Item number 17 is deliberate consider possible approval of setting dates for public hearings regarding the proposed 2021 Cooke County tax rate. This will be a public meeting, not a public hearing, because since we're adopted a no new revenue rate, we don't actually have to have a public hearing. It's just a regular meeting. So
Do that at our,
we'll do that at the 24th is the next, meets all the statutory requirements, which we have to give 10 days notice. So if we get that out today, we can get it in the proper notices out. So technically, we don't have to approve a setting of a public hearing on that one. So no action on 17. Item number 18 is deliberate consider possible action regarding FY21 budget. You have anything new on this, Shelley?
I just had a couple of changes in Department 435. We received the notice from the Administrative Judicial Section that funds the visiting judges. We had put in 3,500 because that's what our payment was for 20. But for 21, the payment's going to be 1,807.59, so I budgeted 1,808. So that's a decrease. And then in Department 409, I had just penciled in the appraisal district's budget based on current year, and I received their preliminary budget on July 29th. So for our portion, I put in the appraisal budget at 326, which is a decrease from 350. And the collection budget I put at 105, which is an increase from 90. Because we have reimbursables out of that budget.
What was that second one again?
I beg your pardon?
You had 90 and it goes to 105.
105.
Okay.
So that makes the new general fund total 26,538,198.
We don't necessarily have to take action on that today. We're taking action on that. We're approving that final budget next court,
Not the special court.
not the special court, the next regular court, the 24th. Any
I had
questions?
also missed the budget on contract elections, Fund 31. I put 10,000 in contingency. I added CSED's budgets in. Hopefully I'll have juvenile probations, which y'all don't approve anyway, but just to complete out the budgets. And now I can get the revenue put in based on the taxes and stuff after this, so.
We don't need action on that unless anybody has anything else. If not, we'll move on to item number 19, which is to deliberate and consider possible action regarding changes to subdivision regulations. I didn't put that back in the packet, but we talked about changing the wording to have where
Recover fees.
the developer, be able to recoup our consulting fees. I'm trying to think, I had a new suggestion on that, and I didn't have it up for today. I've slept since then, so here it is.
We got a lot going on. Would it hurt to table that until next?
Yeah,
regular
we can get that back on next
Got any
court.
Concerned about tabling it till the next regular meeting?
How about we have our workshop and discuss?
We can create a workshop here. It'll probably be it'll probably be September before we can get to a workshop because of time. But we'll that may be the easiest way to solve it.
Address it.
Sounds good. I'll have Kathy start scheduling a workshop.
But not before September? Or
It'll be in
time for-
September
Yeah.
sometime
Yeah,
because
okay.
next week we already have a court, then we have another court, and then you got a holiday in there somewhere. But I'll have Kathy start scheduling that. All right, so that's number 19, will be no action. Item number 20 is deliberate regarding status and future needs of new CPS court and consider possible action regarding the same. Carpet is here, but it has not been installed yet. It will look identical to this carpet.
It's turned out nice.
Is it more soundproof in here? Does it echo quite as bad? Can you tell the
Mask helps,
difference?
too.
Well, you can't tell with the mask whether it's,
I think
it's a lot
less
better.
echo.
I think
Y'all
it's,
you're sitting out there, it's different up here than it is back there. Okay, it helps a little, all right.
So that's kind of the status on the CPS court too. Obviously, the carpet's in, but it hasn't been installed.
So, well, never mind. Never mind.
you smell the glue though, or?
Well, we don't want to be in here too long.
Smell
New
it.
carpet smell is what it is. I don't have anything else on 20, unless anybody else does. If not, be no action. 21 is deliberate, consider possible action regarding various grant funds. A is the FEMA 2015 flood. Do we have anything new on it?
Moving right along.
What about B is FEMA 2020 COVID-19 fund. I don't have anything on the FEMA version of that. C is CARES Act funding. Still under the same restrictions we talked about, I think, last court, and unless the Fed changes something, there seemed to be a little bit of an impasse up there. So no new news on that. D is public safety, COVID grants. Have we seen any of those, Shelley?
I haven't heard it.
I hadn't heard anything either.
Anything since TCOG sent out.
Yeah, that's a 3 months ago now.
Yeah. An update, I haven't heard anything
I
else.
hadn't heard anything either. E is CTIF road grants. Do we have anything new?
Anything new? So how are you going to turn this in? So I've started doing some CTIF roads. Are you going to wait till the whole road's done and then, or you just, as we get,
Oh, they want it monthly.
they want monthly? So you turn in whatever we have monthly and then,
But only if we're working on the road, right?
Yeah.
You don't want a report that says we're doing nothing.
no, just whatever.
Just what I can get reimbursed on monthly.
Anything we're asking for, they want it monthly versus cumulative.
Yeah.
And they intend to reimburse us monthly,
Right away,
I mean,
yeah.
right away. Okay.
That's what I understood from Mr. Moore.
Mr. Moore? All right.
Can't
Just
wait to
curious.
dive into my first grant paperwork.
Trust me, the auditor suffers more from it than
I'm
what we
sure.
do.
And I will probably need some help from the auditor.
Make sure you put it in your work order system as CTIF and
I'll make sure we're super
Then you
organized to
put all
make
the
it easier
road
on
numbers
you.
on it and all that good stuff. Yeah.
Mine will be clear as mine.
And I need, if you haven't, I need to get you a updated FEMA equipment rate schedule.
I've got the one from when we submitted the grant, but I'll make sure we got an updated one. I used, the numbers I used when I wrote my wishes.
What do you think the latest one is? Is it still 2019 or something, you think?
I think so.
I've got that, yeah. Okay.
Now, the salaries on the employees is different on the CTIF than the FEMA.
Shouldn't be.
It was on the CTERS.
Why?
They didn't pay, what was it they didn't pay on the salaries? They only pay they don't pay the longevity. We were having to juggle two different salaries on CTERS. TxDOT only pays for the base pay. They don't pay for anything else. Is that not true?
I don't recall that, but I can clarify it.
I don't remember it, but
I don't.
I can't remember what I for lunch, so
I know we were having to
It's not
run.
lunch yet, so that.
there we go.
I'll come visit with you after.
We'll find out.
Yeah, I'll find out. I don't recall that.
Y'all don't make it more complicated than it already is.
Well, I'm not making it complicated. All these other people make it complicated.
Gotta follow the rules.
Anything else on CTIF?
No.
F is HAVA elections grants. Pam, you got anything new on that?
That, I'm going to receive the 31 express votes tomorrow.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Good.
She's
Where are you gonna put them?
Upstairs. I've already got all the rest, the 44 we have now is already set up upstairs.
With that being,
Y'all want to go check it out?
So you're just letting them out in the open, or do you have them?
what about, if we moved on any transport options or
Yeah, that's
quote?
going to be on next court.
Good, good.
Okay, so you've been researching all that, that's good.
All right, no action on that. Number 22 is executive session in compliance with Texas Open Meetings Act 551 of the Government Code. Personnel, consult with attorney, real property, and deliberation regarding security devices. It's 10:30.
I do have one question
Oh.
pertaining to the tax rate. Is the distribution the same?
You said 90% of it to precinct 4, and
We didn't go into all that because we didn't have to set it at this point, but
But I assume we'll keep all
I'm assuming we're not going to make any changes.
You'll
I
end up
think you,
reducing general fund by the penny.
why would we make any changes?
I was just asking.
Okay.
So I'll put the budget.
I
in.
think it's safe to
Put the budget in.
put the budget is, that's the same breakdown as current,
Okay.
as far as,
But your interest in sinking will change, right?
Well,
Yeah,
that-
they change.
that'll change.
But
But your-
everything else should stay.
road and bridges stay the same, and then your remainder will go into,
General fund.
All right, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt.
No, you're fine. No, you need to know that for budgeting purposes.
Just talking about change.
22, executive session, and it is 10:36.
Can I go make a phone call?
We will be back in 5 minutes. We're good? Okay, it is 11:40. We are back in regular session. Item number 23 is deliberate and consider possible action regarding public health emergency public health emergency declaration for COVID-19. I don't have any action on that unless anybody else does. Item 24 is deliberate and consider possible action approval of quote for the purchase of purchase device and monthly services from DKB Innovative.
Make the motion, we purchase that software.
We have a motion by Commissioner Hollowell, seconded by Commissioner Snuggs. Any further discussion? If not, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it, motion passes 5-0. Item number 25 is deliberate and consider possible action on personnel matters. Have anything?
The,
At the dollar or two.
part-time help that we're using for the COVID, maybe the COVID money,
COVID mitigation?
the COVID mitigation, however you want to say that. Make a motion that we allow Ray Fletcher to, see if I word this correctly, to increase the pay for the people that are working on the mitigation side, the record keeping and all that, tracking the cases and keeping the cases.
We have
To $14.
the 14 an hour.
$2.14 an hour from 12, and that's just going to be one or two people
Yeah.
that'll be
Help
doing
with
that.
Employee retention.
Yes.
I'll second that motion.
We have a motion by Commissioner Leon Clement, seconded by Commissioner Snuggs. Any further discussion? Not all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Ayes have it, motion passes 5-0. Item number 26 is deliberate and consider possible action regarding purchase of real property. I don't think we have anything on that. Item 27 is future agenda items. We'll set up that workshop for subdivision stuff.
And you are going to modify the language for the agenda item for the special court?
What?
Your language for your agenda item for your special court, we discussed it, including all options, not just simply either relocate or
Oh, yeah,
or referendum.
it's supposed to be, it depends on how interpretation is, but yeah, all options are available for consideration.
Or, I wouldn't want it to read like it read in the paper, because that's confusing, is what I'm thinking.
That's confusing.
So-
That was the reason for my public comments a while ago, and I don't think any of the
Be
news
sure that
media
we
was
can
here. I think
Clarify that it means,
it needs to be all options, not just one or two.
anything else?
Nope. I make a motion to adjourn.
We have a motion by Commissioner Leon Clement,
Second.
second by Commissioner John Clement. All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed? Ayes have it, motion passes 5-0.